Hello there, it's time for a mail video, which I haven't done in about 10 months, so if you've never seen one of these, this is a video where I open mail. Everything here was sent or handed to me by viewers of the channel, and I am extremely grateful for it. But there's nothing else to introduce here, so let's just start opening some packages. All right, today we're gonna start small and work our way up on these packages. I'm also gonna go a little bit faster than I normally do on these. I think there are more packages than normal here, and I could end up spending way too long and make this like a 3-hour video if I'm not careful. So I might go a little bit faster than normal. But let's start off here with a package from Bradley in Seattle, Washington. Tech Tangents, thank you so much for the really fun and educational content. I'm really loving the Apple II stuff lately. Yeah, that tells you how long it's been since I did mail video stuff. In your video on the Super Serial Card, you said you wish it had come with the bracket needed. That's right! Oh my gosh, yes! Okay, Brad made these. Oh, these are so awesome. So the Apple II Serial Card is supposed to have a box that holds the cable connector in place on the back of the Apple II Plus because it doesn't have the D-sub shell ports on it. Oh man, that is really awesome. Thank you so much for sending these. These are going to make it possible for me to make the Apple II Plus look more correct. These are designed, I'm going to guess, in FreeCAD. You can find them here on GitHub. I'll link it in the description. And you can get these probably ordered from someplace like Send Cut Send. That is super awesome, Brad. Thank you so much for sending those. Up next are two packages from Philip in La Rose, Louisiana. And I would be remiss if I didn't highlight the awesome Lemmings drawing that I bet Philip thought I wasn't going to notice, because USPS just slapped a giant shipping label on the box here. But that is absolutely fantastic. Now, let's see what's in the box. All right, USB to PS2 adapter, some funky EDO RAM. Oh, that's tall. Let's take everything out. 32-pin SIM RAM. Oh, this is what the 32 pins go to. Is that a little baby AW32? Yes, it is. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't know what this is. Oh, that's an 8080, Intel 8080 CPU. That is super duper cool. That would, of course, be one of the big chips behind the MSI 8080. That is really cool. Thank you. Now, the other package. Which I don't think I'm missing any drawings on. Shelby, it's all about the Pentiums. Please find enclosed a pair of Pentium 100 processors. They're a working pull from a piece of specialist equipment that was destined for e-waste. Hopefully they find use in a future project. Awesome. Oh, with heat sinks? Oh, that is extremely helpful. Okay, I'm going to be a little careful with those, and we're going to upgrade that to an ESD bag. Here we go. I keep every bag ever from any parts order, just for use cases like this. There we are. Some Socket 7 Pentium 100s. That is awesome. I am sure at some point I will find a use for these. And like I said, with heat sinks, that's excellent. Up next is a package from Nova in Jackson, Michigan. But before we open this, we have to open this, which is a inclusion with this. So these were hand delivered as shipped with something else to someone we both know. And I don't really know what everything is here. So there's one packing peanut. Okay. We have two. They look brand new Sprague, not quite Compulytics, but they seem very Compulytic-like. Giant caps, 15,000 microfarads at 25 volts. Both of them are. So those are definitely going to be useful to have on hand. These would be worth chucking on a reformer to see how they are first, though. So awesome. Thank you for the caps. Those will definitely enter my stock. But now let's see what's in the box. Not a bribe. Okay. Oh, do I need to open this off camera for tax purposes? Okay. I am slightly confused. So here we have a VGA cable. Yeah. A beige one. That's really nice to get there. The beige ones were not around for long. Then we have, oh yes, I remember, a super short, it's a little thick for it, but would still work for a Voodoo loopback pass-through VGA cable. That's handy. And then these are always really nice to get when you're trying to route VGA capture stuff. These are video with inline 3.5 millimeter TRS audio on both ends so that you can route video and audio together. That is a super duper handy cable. This, I don't know. So it is a Noctua Redux fan box. Inside, oh, okay, it's going to sound ridiculous. These to me are worth their weight in gold. Little weird HDMI DVI adapter things. Oh, I never ever have enough of these. Of course we have to. Yes, the best adapter. Yeah, I always need more of these kinds of things. With the weird video capture shenanigans I get up to. Of course, the very first thing I have to do is just plug everything into each other. Thank you so much for everything there, Nova. And not bribe, not accepted. All right. The next package comes from Jeffrey in Howell, Michigan. We have at least one more Michigan package coming up this session still. There's a high representation for Michigan today. All right, let's see if I can figure out a good way to open this, because I do remember what's in this one. This one's not as far back as some of the others, and I should be careful about this. A cool safety knife I got recently that has a dead man switch blade. Okay, that should be enough. Ha-ha! Oh, I don't think I'd realized that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so first off, this is PCB mill chipboard. It looks like this was just used for the DRL layer, but I've not seen many of these used in person. I actually asked about this. This was used as shipping material for PCBs that they were sent, and I just thought that was really clever. This, though, is apparently a Shugart SA101 disc, but this is, as you might be able to tell here, a hard-sectored floppy disk. This one appears to be used. I will have to image this and see what's on it. But yeah, so they have found a handful of these recently, and the other ones are here. So they actually sent me 2 packages. These were sent during the Data General escapade of trying to get everything going. So these are all hard sector discs. These are all blank here. I've imaged every single one of these to check that they are that there's nothing on them. These were all totally blank. I don't know if they were used and demagnetized or just never used, but those ones are blank. This one having the F21 whatever written on it, that makes me wonder if that one is blank, but I'm going to put it in the rest here with the other ones. But thank you so much for the hard sector discs. These are going to be invaluable for writing Micronova software. There are a couple of leads on some Micronova official discs that I'm hoping work out, and I might be using these to write those. So thank you very much. All right, the next package comes from Timothy in Glen Burnie, Maryland. All right, this one I have already opened. I forget why. I think maybe oh my gosh, it's this one. Oh man, I didn't remember what this was when it was sent. I opened it. Oh, this is exciting. So a while back, I did a video on, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to archive all of this. I did a video on my Micron Millennia Pentium era, oh my gosh, PC. This is the user manual, software drivers that would have come with the machine. Oh man, that is so awesome. Micron Creative Labs driver disk. Look at it. Oh, that is fantastic. This machine is darn near complete at this point. So awesome. I'm really, really appreciative of this. Thank you so much for sending that. Yeah, this is absolutely getting scanned. That's incredible. Up next is a package from 1010, who preferred not to have the pin, but oh man, this is another thing I'm gonna have to scan. Don't expect all of this to be done before this video goes up. I'm building up a backlog here. This is a, oh my gosh, brand new set of digital VT 240 manuals. Oh man, so this is saddle stitch, same with this, and then we just have the not quite spiral but bound there. Oh, that's awesome. I don't have any VT terminals, so this is just for me to archive. Maybe someday I'll end up with one. I really do want a VT 100 or 100 like terminal, but for now that hasn't happened. So this definitely goes into my to scan and preserve pile here. That's awesome. Thank you, 1010. All right, they're getting a little bigger now. This one comes from Timo in Eastvale, California. Shelby, included is a couple assembled oh, it's this. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna get this out. I know exactly what this is. This is awesome. So what Timo has made is a completely standalone fan controller that uses an RPi Pico and can be just fully externally controlled and programmed. Now, if you remember my server video where I put Noctua fans in my Gigabyte R7272Z32, that was, I believe, the video that Timo saw, and just kind of generally the whole rack rebuild where I switched to the 10 gig stuff, and offered to send some of these. And I am probably going to put one of these in my rack and add some fans to the rack itself to improve airflow through the rack. This is so awesome. I will absolutely link to their pages on this. These are incredible. They look like really, really good fan controllers. Open source design there. Oh my gosh, these are awesome. Thank you so much for sending these. So yeah, using an RPi Pico on here to control it. Honestly, the assembly there doesn't look too bad. If you get the kit, comes with these are the small ones. Okay, comes with all the surface mount already done. That's not bad. Module LCD or OLED, probably actually that. Yeah, that is super duper cool. I am really looking forward to making use of this now. Oh man. Yeah, there's different ones here. Oh, is this going to be an assembled small one? Okay, I might be getting a little ahead of myself here. That's the assembled small one. Okay, so that's this kit, and then this one is going to be the big kit. Ah, okay. That is excellent. So yeah, depending on whether or not you prefer to build it yourself, I guess. Yeah. Included units should just work when connected to RPi Pico W to computer using micro USB cables. Serial port should be TTY-MC. Yep, on Linux, except SCPI commands. That's the other thing, okay? The language protocol that Timo used is SCPI, which is what stuff like the HP 34401A multimeter uses. Is super duper cool. I really like how this project works. So I highly recommend you go check this out. Thank you, Timo, for sending these. I am very excited. All right, the next one comes from Jeffrey in Pleasant Lake, Michigan. Okay, Jeffrey, thank you so much here. There's a lot to go over. Let's start with this. An Intel really cool little USB. USB microscope. Oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. Intel had this like weird plasticky era. I have some of their like really strange game controllers that go with like a Hershey's Kiss wireless tower. They're the weirdest things. That's super cool. Fiber connection stuff. This is probably going to be useful here at the office soon. I might be upgrading my internet here, so that is definitely something I'm glad to see. And then a couple of other things here. Okay, this is what it says it is. That's a high-speed HDMI cable. You know, actually, I kind of wish I had, well, we'll get more into this. I need a lot of HDMI cables. This is going immediately into service because I need so many long HDMI cables when I'm running things like teleprompters and stuff. These are invaluable to me. Thank you for that. Oh, is this an active USB 2.0 cable? That will be helpful too. And then what appears to be some floppies, a CD for Big Mother Truckers. Is this a PC release? And a Civ 4 tech tree. Okay. Thank you so much for sending these. There are some really helpful and some really cool stuff. I might try this out while I'm streaming at some point just to see what it's like, because that thing is super duper cool and might be really handy for stuff. Kind of am disenfranchised with that video magnifier I got a while ago. It's limited in its use, so something like this would be a lot better. And I really like that it lifts up and out. That's a great design. Oh, and I totally missed the PSP games. Okay, I love me some PSP. So Twisted Metal head-on, I did not have that. And Worms Open Warfare, I did not either. Oh, man. Dude, if you didn't grow up with a PSP, I'm so sad for you. It was a fantastic platform. I should probably get myself a new PSP because I used the snot out of mine and it has seen some better days. So probably at some point I need to do that. I probably want to go for a 1000. I know the 2 and the 3 are better, but I have a soft spot for the 1000. But thanks for throwing these in too. Up next is a package from Steven in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure. I've never seen that abbreviation, but if you're local there, it probably makes sense. And this one is already open and empty, save for some stickers and some other stickers. So what Steven actually sent was a Next dock. I think a 360, no, an original Next dock. I'll cut in some B-roll here of it because my Next dock Touch died. The keyboard matrix doesn't work anymore, and Steven was so incredibly generous to send me his Next dock because he wasn't using it, and yeah, I'm really appreciative of that. It's at home right now because I was last using it there. So yeah, I needed it for a project because they are genuinely incredibly useful devices. I just wish that the reliability was a little higher and that there was more customer service. This package, I am not sure if I should disclose the address for, so my apologies about that if you were okay with that, and I don't do that here. But I did open it. I found a note because there's no name on the package. This comes from Taylor, and thank you. Inside of here, we have, many packing peanuts, some big box software. Oh, okay. So we have Adobe Acrobat 4.0. This is what you use to make PDFs. We have Creative Animator by ProVenture. Can this do, this is a, oh my gosh, this is awesome. A GIF program? That is super duper cool. Works with Microsoft front page. Yay. Adobe Acrobat 6.0. This one, I think, goes with the series of Acrobat products that I have right here, although those are all the video production ones. So that one's going to be right at home. It is the upgrade, but you know, at least there's 4.0 right there. That one, those will work well together. And then Click Art Studio Instant Image Resource Business Art for persuasive communications. Is this floppy or CD? It's hard to tell from the artwork. It is floppy. There we go. Disc 2. So there's another, yep, there is another floppy in there. 2 floppy discs of clip art. I don't think I have many floppy distributed clip art, so that's kind of cool to see. Taylor, thank you again for sending these. They are weird office programs, but you needed this kind of stuff back then. This next package comes from Victor in Huntersville, North Carolina. And this one is incomplete because I have been stealing some stuff out of it because it was another extremely useful one. So I don't remember if all of the main things are still in here that were here, but at the very least, you'll see one of the reasons why this was sent. Okay, it was all on the bottom. All right. Victor, if there was anything else that was in here, I did take it out already. I'm probably already using it or have put it away because I wanted to make sure it was safe, but I do appreciate it. I just don't remember if it was only this or not. This is a hoard of HDMI cables. So I have a pending video project coming up that's going to be about how I know I've been saying this for years, how I do VGA capture, and somehow HDMI has become a very critical part of that, and I need a bajillion HDMI cables for that. So this is so helpful for routing all of that. So thank you so much for hopefully a lifetime supply of HDMI cables. It feels like every time I say that, then I use them all and I need more. So yeah, these are absolutely going to be extremely helpful. Thank you so much. I think these were just like leftover extras from office monitors that they'd ordered. So it was like, yeah, they're going to the e-waste, or here you go. And oh man, they will make a big difference for me. Thank you. Next up, I'm just going to shout out to local people who end up helping me a lot with stuff. Dziak dropped this off for me. So this is a weird antivirus program, and actually this is trying really hard to be styled after some Adobe Acrobat stuff. It's kind of funny, but yes, antivirus from, is there a year on it? Windows NT 95 there, 1997 there. So that's just hilarious to see. Sealed. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I'm sure tons of other things that I'm forgetting there. Dziak, thank you. And then I also want to shout out Wesley, who is local. Wesley dropped off a bunch of stuff, some of which I'm holding off showing for future videos, but this was something that I am just absolutely floored to see. This is a brand new sealed in-box Adaptec 2940W. This thing is the bee's knees SCSI card. This thing is, this is so cool to see. So I am probably, I may open this up and try to archive and preserve absolutely everything that would have come with this. Because how often do you just have a chance to have literally everything? And man, this is a very iconic piece of hardware. Getting this in the box is just very exciting. So thank you so much, Wesley, for this and the many other things. Dude, how many boxes do you see call out photo CD? That's just weird. This package comes from Digital Ice Age, and This is one of those things that only a weirdo like me would be so excited about. But oh my gosh, am I excited about this. It is not going to make any sense at all until I get it open and you can see it, and then I can put it in its proper place. There we go. This was double boxed because this belongs to one of the most difficult things to ship that I've ever had shipped, which is a bit of a hint. You ever take something out of a box where you lifted the box? You know how much the box weighed, and then you pulled the item out of the box and you're like, wow, somehow that feels heavier than the box. I'm getting that vibe right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so cool. Before I even tell you what this is, I'm just going to go get another part. Okay. This is the transparency adapter lid for the HP 4C scanner. I think this one may be new unused. It's not functional though. I had Digital Ice Age open it before sending it to inspect it. Inside of this, there are, I think, 4 fluorescent lights. One of them is bad. The light itself cracked. There it is in its rightful place. Oh, that's so awesome. That is a chunky scanner now. Oh my gosh. Why is it just like rubber hoses that are crammed up in there for the feet? That's so weird. Oh man, though. That is so cool. I'm either gonna find a replacement light for it. It doesn't seem to be as bad as like the tricolor phosphor one that's in this, so it might be possible. Or I might just stick a bunch of adhesive backed LED strips in there and call it a day, because it's not that critical that it'd be super well lit, and it does have a diffuser, so it might be possible to get away with a slightly hackier solution. But yeah, oh man, the thing is so cool. Thank you so much, Digital Ice Age, for sending that. All right, the last 2 things are kind of half viewer mail, sort of, because I covered shipping, but this is the first one. That is a paper tape punch. Everything is here that is needed to make this thing work. This hangs here. This is the spool that goes in the back. And then we have the guide. And then I also have 2 boxes of tape for it. Here are the directions that go inside. They fell off of it. I'm extremely thankful to Matt, who offered to give this to me if I covered shipping. This is probably going to make getting the Nova 4X up and running a whole lot easier, because there is paper tape software for it, and I'll be able to write it to tape because I have blanks now and use this to load it. Now, this is an RS-232 device, so we can see the ports there. This talks about how you configure it. And yeah, so you actually pass through the terminal. You connect this side to the computer, this side goes to the terminal, and then you flip a switch somewhere on there, I think, to have it interpret it. There's also some really complicated stuff. I think there's a scan of the manual or something online where you can have it switch over to a 1200 baud mode for like reading data or something. It's kind of crazy and powerful, but I'm really excited about this. Thank you again. Now, this last one is something I literally never thought I would see in person. Like, and I actually just mean see in person. Not because it's particularly rare, but because it's particularly rare here. Now, I need to preface this by breaking the 4th wall on a little running joke that I have, because this is an Amiga 500. I have actually been searching for one of these for the entire time I've been making YouTube videos. These just don't show up where I am. Well, that's not true. For the majority of the time that my channel has existed, there has been one listing on Craigslist for $2,900. It is for 3 different computers, but when that listing was first put up, that was a terrible price. Now it's probably getting close to fair, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if you tried to actually contact them to buy it. They wouldn't even take that price anymore. But Amigas just are not common here in the United States. It seems like they litter the dumpsters in Europe, but here, crazy rare. I have seen far more Atari STs, which there's also one of on Craigslist right now for a very reasonable price, than Amigas. So I've had a running joke going that Amigas aren't real, because if they were actually sold and popular here in America, I would have one by now. And now I finally do. And I am so excited. This is a completely different computer system for me to get into, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I really like that this is an early 500, if I am correct. Again, this is my first time ever seeing one of these in person. You'll have to cut me some slack here. And that puts it in a very good comparison with my early Atari ST as well. So yes, I'm very excited about this. There are a lot of accessories and discs and software and stuff included in here. This could be its own whole video, so we're not going to go too deep into this. But I am extremely grateful to Mike, who offered to send me this. He just wanted it out of his house, and I covered shipping to get this here, and I am really looking forward to getting this thing going. So thank you. Well, that's it for this mail video. Thank you to everyone who sent something. It really does mean a lot to me. It is wild, some of the things you guys are willing to just share with me, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. There's so much here, I can't even fit it all on there, like that transparency adapter for the HP 4C, man. So thank you to everyone who sent something. But that is going to be all for today. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some of this stuff show up in future videos, you may want to subscribe. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it, and I will see you all next time.